What is up, world? It is Mikey from Immortals Inc. Podcast. Happy seeing you all today. I am with my Blood Bowl brothers, Ron and Josh. I'll let you gentlemen take away what we're talking about today.
Thank you, Mikey. So we're here again, new edition rumors. Now, I don't want to say I have a smoking gun,
but he's got a warm gun.
but I've got a moderately warm slingshot. So first, we're going to start off with just a quick recap here. There is a new edition coming. I am prepared to bet on it. It is coming. A new box. We will be getting this year in late September. A new box. What exactly the contents of that box are a little up in the air, but it's going to be a new box. Standard thing. New rules. New board. Maybe. 2 teams. And dice and stuff. But and then next year we're going to get 3 teams. So 2026, we're going to get 3 new teams.
What epiphany did you come to?
So people are still saying everything that they've been saying for the last couple months, but lately people with clout have been saying it. No, I'm the commissioner for our league here in Northeast Ohio at Immortals, so I have 0 clout. But now that people with clout are coming out and saying, yeah, there's definitely something coming, then I'm feeling more and more and more comfortable in saying it is coming. But very specifically here, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into my proof. Okay. So, in Blood Bowl, you've got your teams. And you can hire on star players for a game-by-game basis to help you out. The stars are typically not sold in stores. You have to buy them through Games Workshop's online store.
Their Forge World.
It's called Forge World. You have to buy them online. So it's all the best of Games Workshop. But if you were worried that Games Workshop stuff wasn't expensive enough or was too convenient,
they got you.
You've got Forge World. But anyway, I've got some Forge World stuff, and I want to take us through a couple Forge World pieces that I've bought within the last 2 years. So first, I've got what right here. This is an alternate troll sculpt. He's like carrying a human leg bone up there. So this is the old black packaging. This denotes that this was made during the 2016 Blood Bowl revival, the previous edition.
Ancient times.
Yes, yeah. The BC, the before COVID.
Well, remember though, it was around in the 80s. So here we go. This is the old packaging. It comes in this clamshell case, and it's got the guy here, says what it is. No problem. Now, Exhibit B here, I've got Guffle Pussmaw. He is one of the more recent guys. You can see with the red and white packaging here, this denotes that he was made during the 2020
second season
edition of the game. Second season, thank you. Very specifically, this guy came out in, I think he was available September 24. So he's pretty recent. He was the, other than the newest guy that I have, he was the second most recent wave of stars to come out. So we can see here, things are different. There is something very, very important on this package that is different from Exhibit A that I showed you, and will be different from Exhibit C. Now here, this was the guy I got most recently. This is the, he is Maple High Grove and Swift-Vine Glimmershard. So this guy's a little different in that he came in this white box. Now, it's really easy to get excited about a white box, because that's not a clamshell, but actually, the white box isn't uncommon. If you get like a really big guy or a guy that has a lot of pieces, then it will come in a box like this. And even some of the older guys come in this, like Deep Root Strong Branch and the Death Roller, which were also from this black box era. A couple of them you can still buy that come in this box. So the box isn't what's important. Inside the box was a clamshell. I don't have the clamshell right now because I'm in the process of putting him together. But in the clamshell, very similar to all these guys, you get the instructions for putting them together, and you get the sort of like the front card. Whereas if he wasn't in the box, this is what you'd be seeing. So what is significant about him is it doesn't have the sombrero punched. So that's a difference. But do you see the most important difference?
I have not seen it yet.
Here, I'll take you. You can take a quick look at these. There's two very important words that are not on the new packaging. Do you know what those words are?
Rules inside.
Bingo! We are through the looking glass here, Mike.
That's a huge find, Ron.
There's
Now, why?
no rules listed
Why
here.
would there be no rules included? Why would that be? Maybe because they know with a new edition coming out so soon. Oh, and this I did mention this guy I bought. I just got him in the mail 2 weeks ago. So he's the most recent guy you can buy.
He's
So
the
with
one
a-
that Rom was talking about last time.
That is
Purchasing.
true. I was talking about it.
I linked it up there.
So with this guy being released so close to a new edition, they didn't think it would be important enough to include the previous edition rules that will conflict with the new edition. As far as I know, of all the red and blue packaging, they all come with the rules for the character inside, which isn't much. It's just his their 5 stats and whatever skills they have. It's not an in-depth thing, and it's all very easily accessible online or through the various like books and publications. So the rules themselves aren't significant. It is the fact that this one has no rules.
So
Boom.
I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate here.
Here it comes.
So maybe the reason why it doesn't have new rules in there is because there's 2 people. I'm just going to go ahead and be the YouTube guy right now. That's always sitting in the background.
I hadn't considered that.
Let's
But
go.
here's the problem though, 'cause I did think about that, and I have looked in some of the other secret characters.
Yeah.
They've included the rules for the other ones. They usually are just
Yes.
like random cards.
Yeah, they always
just always throw like an extra random card in there for the other character.
it'll be a card, or it'll be like just it'll be printed as if it were a card on a page in the fold out thing here. I don't
So
know.
does
So-
that sort of debunk that 2-player argument?
Yes,
a
that
little
is
bit?
that I threw that in there because I did look into this because I kind of figured that word was where
But
this
you
was.
gotta be the
Puzzled with that.
YouTuber.
I didn't tell Josh right away exactly what my evidence was, but I gave him little clues.
So I kind of pieced things together, but that's just more because I've known him for too long. And we're on wavelengths. It's weird.
It's true. We've known each other for a long damn time, almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
that was the best man at his wedding.
That's almost my age.
That
We're
is
not
an
getting into this
interesting
now.
point. Wow. Gosh, so when we were playing
Different podcast.
Pathfinder in Dufton's basement, Mikey didn't even exist.
We don't want to talk about this. I don't want to get sick like my wife.
I don't want to get sick and think about my parents conceiving me either. So let's just keep going, all right?
I'm sure they're lovely people.
So I think that is actually really good evidence. I mean, a lot of the things I've been hearing kind of in that same rumor mill, I'm hoping that the one thing that Games Workshop doesn't do, and it's Games Workshop, they're going to do it anyway just to really annoy me. The one rumor I've been hearing is that they're also going to change the pitch size, and that is because it annoys me because, I mean, I've got two pitches I've purchased. I know a couple other guys here have purchased a couple here, Immortals, and I just got done 3D printing a big arena, and I've also printed a couple other things, and they're talking about making it an extra inch on each side, which, if that's the case...
This is a recent development. This is a very recent rumor that I've been hearing. I'm hoping it's not true because, like I said, it invalidates every previous pitch, and they like to make them collectible. They would do like one for each new team that came out, so there was like you get a whole bunch of them, and boy, would it be Games Workshop of them to say, nope, buy another one.
Because they did do a change when they swapped from the Living Rule Book to 16, because they swapped it from the 25 millimeter base size to the 32 base size. And they had to make the box a little bigger, so they did have to go at that point create the new pitch set. But what would stop them from saying, "Hey, I want to go ahead and get that $50, $60 for each pitch," to go ahead and say, "Well, now it's an extra inch on each side. That's extra 2 inches. You can't play this now."
Wow.
And that is a very Games Workshop thing to do.
It'd be entirely motivated by money decision too, because you could as easily like tweak the people's movement rates and keep the boards the same size. So I don't know. I don't want to believe that this one is true, but oh boy, does this track with Games Workshop's past.
It just tracks with everything,
yeah.
everything in the financial
I think
world.
Age of Sigmar they also changed. Or no, am I thinking of what's the?
I know
There's too many granular like spin-off games and spin-off games. I can't keep. I know there's like Kill Team. And
Wait, so is it going to be 1
Kill.
inch in width or length?
It's going to be So
Oh wow.
So it's literally going to add an extra inch on top of each half.
Yeah, so I can
So
see.
it's going to be two extra spaces.
It's going to be
Which
13 long on each side now to 14 long on each side, if those rumors are true.
Which sucks because then there's also a thing in Blood Bowl. It's called the sweet spot where if you don't have a player with the kick skill, you're going to put your ball here. It's literally the dead center. And unless you screw up, then you're generally safe. Like if you roll the worst and you have like the worst thing, then you kind of have the ability for like a rollout.
Hadn't you considered
But that would screw with the sweet spot, and that's going to screw with a lot of the meta. So if anything, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, do you think it'd be more of a con than a pro for most players?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I hope they wouldn't make that decision if majority wouldn't be in favor.
I can't imagine people would be happy with this decision. But it doesn't mean they ain't going to make it.
Let's look at our other game companies out there. Wizards of the Coast. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else, but everyone on the internet knows what I'm talking about.
All you got to do, that's it. That's all you got to say. WOTC. That's it.
So, but the only other rumors I've been hearing is the fact that the box most likely, we've kind of talked on this in the past, most likely is going to be the last two teams that are mostly official. I mean, there's always going to be the last one, the Living Legends, which is the Slan team, but the two teams that that team we can't deal with. But the other two that would most likely be in the box would be the High Elves and the Tomb Kings.
I think that'd be very likely.
That's what a lot of people are saying because those are the last two that aren't in there.
The only two that didn't get a conversion from 2016 to present day. So if they did these two, they knocked them both out.
2016.
That's what I meant, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
If they knock these two out now, then they've got everybody except for the Slan team, which is hyper unofficial, kind of official.
It's official,
Right.
but we can't talk about it because the owner of the author of the group we can't talk about.
It's a real wormhole to go down.
Okay.
One day we'll have a longer podcast. We'll get into the weird, stupid things.
Boy, that could be a podcast. We could do that.
It's the weirdness of like the Warhammer and 40K things and like the weird conspiracy theories amongst all of it.
I'm sure people would want to hear that.
Just ramblings of a bunch of old guys. We'll have to get Carlos in here.
Oh, God. Carlos sit in my seat, right?
just get a bunch of ramblings going. But the only other thing that I'm hoping, I've kind of heard rumors, but I'm hoping is that they do finally go ahead and actually touch on the two Chaos teams. We've had Khorne, we've had Nurgle for years. I mean, at this point, I've gotten so annoyed that I'm starting to like make my own like homebrew version of a Tzeentch
It's
team.
good, too. I like your Tzeentch.
So I got to play a bunch before I can even bring it anywhere because I want to make sure I'm not like cheating with a bunch of the stats. But I've kind of pulled from official teams to say, hey, this is more of the Tzeentch idea instead of right, I'm a big demon. I'm just gonna hit things and do stupid things. No, I want that real Daemon feel. Like you want that real creepy Tzeentch feel. So I want to see like the discs. I want to see that kind of stuff.
It's crazy the game's gone almost 4 decades missing those two teams.
Right.
So I think it's if we're getting 3 teams in 26,
Yeah.
I think it's very likely we'll get at least one of those.
We probably won't get the 4th one, but that's because Games Workshop's trying to steer us clear so that they can.
Are you talking about like the
Slaanesh.
No, I think we will. I think we'll get one. I think we'll definitely get a Slaanesh team. I'm positive.
Well, Ron just hit us with some bombs. Both of you guys did. Comment below if you want to talk with them or ask any questions or detest any of these theories or confirm them. That's what they're here for. It's what we're here for. And thank you, gentlemen, for coming in today and talking about this.
Thank you, Mikey.
The thumbnail was not clickbait. I'm telling you that right now.
Totally was.
We'll see you guys later.
Later, guys.